distraught and didn't know what to do.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine even being in that situation, but he clearly knew exactly what to do.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Daniel. Now on WWAY at 6, the latest in the murder trial of a Wilmington woman who has never been found. And the investigation continues into the death of a UNCW student over the weekend. Plus, UNCW Chancellor Zito Sartorelli proposes a partnership with Wilmington City Council, what that entails. But first, Scott, what's going on with the weather?
I tell you what's going on. Lots of sunshine, Hannah. After a cool start in the 40s, a nice rebound. With all that sunshine, we managed to push near 80 degrees this afternoon. Still pleasant in the 70s. But get ready for even warmer temperatures. If we break a record, I'll let you know. WWAY News Channel 3 at 6 starts right now.
Live, local, interactive. You are watching WWAY News Channel 3 at 6.
Thanks for joining us for your news at 6. I'm Hannah Patrick. Mackenzie Henderson has the night off. Prosecutors are asking a judge if they can tell jurors about parts of a murder suspect's past, including a murder conviction. James Bradley is charged with the murder of Shannon Rippey Van Newkirk. Prosecutors first brought a detective to the stand to recall Bradley's former murder conviction for killing his stepdaughter. The defense objected every part of this testimony, saying it's irrelevant to Newkirk's murder. The defense did not object to using Shannon Rippey's mother and brother as testimony. Her mother says Newkirk worked with James Bradley at a landscaping company around the time she went missing. Prosecutors expect this pre-trial hearing to last all week. The Wilmington Police Department is investigating the death of a man over the weekend. Police say 22-year-old UNCW student Connor Vogel fell and died after a fight on Carlton Drive. UNCW released a statement regarding Vogel's death that you can read on our website, WWAYTV3.com. Wilmington police say they do not plan to file charges in a deadly shooting on April 9th. Andres Bryant was shot and killed, and Travis Dixon was shot and seriously injured. Police say they've determined the deadly shooting was in self-defense, and Dixon will not be charged. A Brunswick County teacher is on suspension with pay following charges in Virginia. According to a Brunswick County Schools spokeswoman, 24-year-old Kathleen Capitano was suspended today after charges were filed in Fairfax, Virginia, Saturday. Warrants show Capitano is facing charges for arranging a meetup at a hotel with a 13-year-old male. A couple in Brunswick County is wanted on charges of child abuse. According to the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office, 26-year-old Alexander Austin Dean and 24-year-old Kelly Earl Hill are wanted for charges involving three victims. According to warrants, the victims suffered bruising. Deputies believe the couple could be in the Sanford area driving a Chrysler van with the North Carolina tag DMZ 4405. If you have any information, please call police. New at 6, Topsail High School baseball coach Jonathan Granville-Garris remains on administrative leave at this time. This according to a release from Pender County Schools. According to the release, the reasons for any suspension are confidential under state law, so they will not comment on the matter of the suspension. Happening this week, the trial for a Southport police officer charged with shooting and killing a mentally ill teenager is scheduled to begin. Brian Vassy will not have his case tried in front of a jury after a judge granted his motion for a bench trial in February. He faces a voluntary manslaughter charge in the 2014 death of 18-year-old Keith Vidal. Vassy's attorney argued there has been too much publicity in this case for his client to get on fair trial. All right, Daniel, on the roads, a long-awaited project was tested out this morning.
Yes, it was. The diverging Diamond Interchange went up against the busy workday rush for the first time. So how'd it go? Although there were still quite a few traffic cones in place out there, no major backups or delays were caused by the new road pattern. Some commuters say it's confusing to drive now, but think it will be good in the long run.
Honestly, I think it's a headache, but I think everybody will figure it out. I think it will be good.
The interchange officially opened yesterday after weather delays pushed back the original December start date. We have a poll set up on our Facebook page, so tell us what you think of the new diverging diamond.
Happening tonight, the Cape Fear Memorial Bridge will close intermittently as filming is underway for TNT's series Good Behavior. Closures are scheduled to have just started and will last until about 9 o'clock tonight. Police will periodically stop traffic flow on either side of the bridge for shoots. UNCW men's basketball head coach Kevin Keatts appears to be staying in the Port City a bit longer than expected. The university extended Kevin Keatts' contract through the 2021 basketball season. Keatts is the first coach in CAA history to win Coach of the Honors in consecutive years. Athletics director Jimmy Bass has also been given a contract extension. Bass's contract will now run through November of 2018. Under his leadership, the Seahawks have captured 18 CAA championships over the last 5 years.
Well done, Seahawks. Speaking of, UNCW Chancellor Zito Sartorelli presented a proposal for help funding the university's track program to City Council this morning. Sartorelli says after the threat of removing track and field from UNCW, it became clear how important the track program was not only to the school, but also to the community, and this partnership would help to strengthen that bond.
You know, living in the city is not just how would I call it, sterile streets. The city is a living organism, and the university is part of the city, and I think we have this symbiotic relationship with the city.
The estimated cost of the project is about $1.5 million, but the university says that can be broken up over time, as not all the repairs must be done at one time. Resurfacing, though, the track is the most critical need.
City Council also talked about changing the speed limit on 3rd Street from 35 miles an hour to 25 miles an hour due to high pedestrian traffic. The speed limit change would go from Bladen Street through Market Street. Council will discuss it at tomorrow's meeting. It's at 6:30 at City Hall. Coming up next, the latest in the murder trial of a Raleigh mother who took a plea deal today.
Plus, a police cruiser catches on fire, and it is all caught on camera.
You're watching WWAY News Channel 3 at 6 with Daniel, Mackenzie, Scott with weather, and John with sports. Chief Meteorologist Scott Dean with your Storm Track 3 forecast.
All right, we take a live look out over the open Atlantic waters there from Frying Pan Light Tower, and you can see the ocean is not nearly as choppy as it has been, and that's a good sign if you're going to be doing some boating over the next couple of days. Looks like the winds are going to be coming from the west as we go through tomorrow. Now, we take a live look, and what you're looking at is the Cape Fear Memorial Bridge, and we're just now starting to see a couple cars go across the bridge. And you might think, well, this is the evening commute and it would be jammed with a lot of cars. Well, they have actually shut down the bridge for the movie the movie industry that's coming in, and they're shooting a movie right now, but it looks like maybe they've opened it up and the cars are now starting to go back over there. So bottom line is, if you've got some plans to go over the bridge, you might want to wait because of all the backed up traffic that's going on right now. Certainly not weather related, as we have sun-filled skies out there and very, very pleasant temperatures, with temperatures right now in the 80s. It has cooled down a little bit right along the coastal sections where we have that sea breeze that has come ashore and allow those temperatures drop back down in the 70s. So very, very pleasant out there as the sun goes down, with crystal clear skies all the way through the late evening as temperatures drop down into the low 60s. But it looks like even warmer temperatures tomorrow. We'll talk about how long they last and also our next chance for rain in the 7-day forecast. Hannah, Daniel?
All right, thank you, Scott. Covering the Carolinas, the last suspect in the 2013 in a 2013 case of a Raleigh mother appeared in court today. According to our affiliate in Raleigh, 21-year-old Sarah Renee Redden pled guilty to accessory after the fact to first-degree murder. Prosecutors say Redden acted as a lookout while Ronald Anthony and Travion Smith stabbed 30-year-old Melissa Huggins Jones to death in her apartment in May of 2013.
The Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office is trying to determine what caused the deputy's cruiser to catch fire early today. Officials say the 2014 Dodge Charger had been parked in the same spot for several days and no one was in the car at the time. An employee with the sheriff's office saw the car burning and called the Charlotte Fire Department. A battle over immigration laws brought supporters to the steps of the Supreme Court today. What they're fighting for next.
To Bladen County this week to find out all there is to know about Elizabethtown. So, come hang out with us. Join us Friday for the next stop in the This Is the Place road trip. It's presented by Fulford Heating and Cooling. We have a lot of fun out there. We'll talk about the history. And right now you can go online to WWAYTV3.com/thisistheplace to enter to win a weekly prize from WWAY and then the grand prize from Fulford.
Now, Chief Meteorologist Scott Dean with your Storm Track 3 forecast.
And we take a look at our temperatures out there. We're looking at very, very pleasant readings in the 70s right now. Earlier on, we did jump up to 80 degrees, and this is a live look. And fortunately, it looks like some cars are going across the bridge right now where they've had some interruptions with the movie shooting that's going on right now. Notice the wind direction coming out of the south. That's different from what we saw over the weekend with those brisk northeasterly winds keeping temperatures down. Well, all you need is a change in the wind direction, and that can make all the difference, and it did today. 75 wonderful degrees with sun-filled skies, and look at the dew point well down into the upper 30s. That's very dry air. That's why it feels so refreshing out there. And you can see evidence of a sea breeze kicking in with temperatures in the 70s right near the coast. But just inland, we're looking at readings still well into the 80s, and it looks like even warmer temperatures for tomorrow. Now, here's the reason why. What we're going to be seeing is a high pressure settling down to the south. We're going to be on the warm side of this front that's going to be slipping down from Virginia as we go into Tuesday night. So very warm air ahead of the front, but then once the front begins to slip through, we'll see this next area of high pressure build in, and there's really not going to be a lot of moisture with this front, so maybe just a few clouds, but not expecting any rain. But what it will do is bring our temperatures back down closer to seasonal levels as we go into Wednesday. So let's look at the forecast temperatures. Here are the current readings right now, close to it. As we go through tonight, not nearly as chilly with temperatures staying in the 50s for lows. And here's the reason why we're going to be so warm tomorrow. As we take you through the day tomorrow, the winds are going to be switching from the west-northwest, and that's going to be blowing perpendicular to the mountain range, and this air is going to be rising up over the mountains and then sinking down into the Piedmont. And when you have sinking air, that warms the air mass. So that is a setup that can really allow those temperatures to soar during the afternoon. And what you're seeing here are temperatures that are still going to be in the upper 70s during 7 o'clock, but I think there'll be many areas during the afternoon that make it into the mid to upper 80s. And then you can see we're going to be mild Wednesday morning once again, but then behind that front, notice how the warmest air has now been shoved farther to the south and will stay in the 70s. So while it will be cooler, it's certainly not going to be chilly like we saw over the weekend. Clear skies tonight, temperatures dropping down into the low to mid 50s, upper 50s right near the beaches. So those winds are going to be switching out of the southwest tomorrow, but then switching out of the west-northwest during the afternoon. We'll go with highs in the mid to upper 80s. The record high is 89 at the Wilmington Airport. I think we'll fall short of that, but it wouldn't surprise me if we don't get pretty close to it. We're going with the high of 87. But then we drop down into the 70s on Wednesday, more sunshine, and then another front will arrive. It looks like the best chance for showers with that front will be Friday into at least the first part of Saturday. One model wants to hold on to those showers a little longer on Saturday. We'll have a better handle on that as we get closer to it.
You guys can find me at the beach tomorrow?
Yeah. Wear sunscreen.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Scott. A major battle over immigration now on the steps of the nation's highest court.
Today, the justices are considering whether President Obama can enforce the law on his own and allow millions of undocumented workers already here to stay. Megan Hughes is at the Supreme Court with more.
It was a lively scene outside the Supreme Court today. One of the youngest activists, 6-year-old Sophie Cruz, held up to the microphones by her mother, who is undocumented.
I am an American citizen. I have the rights to protection. I have the rights to live with my parents.
But inside the court, lawyers representing Texas along with 25 other states argued the president went too far in granting some of those rights.
If we allow a president, whether it's this president or a future president, to make changes in the law without congressional approval, then we will end up with a perverted constitution.
At issue, the president's 2014 executive actions, expanding a program that deferred deportation for those who came here as children, and creating a program for parents whose children are here legally, also giving them the right to work.
Real world impact is to be free of the daily fear that they might not come home one day.
The justices seem to be divided along ideological lines, but the Obama administration's best chance may lie with Chief Justice John Roberts, who seemed to indicate in court that he may sign off on the programs if a key phrase is removed that gives the immigrants what's called lawful presence. The lawyer representing the White House, Donald Verrilli, saying, quote, "If the court thinks it's a problem and wants to put a red pencil through it, it's totally fine."
Democrats in Congress support the White House, arguing Texas doesn't have the right to bring this case. They worry it will open the floodgates, allowing states to sue anytime there's a disagreement with the president.
Candidates for president are racing to tomorrow's primary in New York. Donald Trump on his home turf, leading in the polls and looking for a big win, again defending New York values. Bernie Sanders, in need of a blowout victory, is working for every vote, joining a protest in Manhattan, a round table in the Bronx, and drawing this monster crowd in Brooklyn on Sunday.
At the other folks that are running, they couldn't care less about New York, and we care about New York values. Remember?
New York State helped lead this country into the political revolution.
Hillary Clinton clearly not taking anything for granted, urging her supporters to get out to vote, and Ted Cruz looking ahead to a battle at the Republican National Convention in July. Potential employees brought out their best today. What potential employers at the Cape Fear Community College Jobs Fair say they're looking for.
Plus, a local group is getting recognition for their work in the community, how they're helping at-risk kids. Prepared and professional, that was the key for Cape Fear Community College's annual College and Community Career Fair today.
Yeah, more than 80 employers were at the college today. The employers set up booths for 4 hours at the top of the Union building, offering full-time, part-time, and internship opportunities. Job seekers were expected to come with resumes and dress professionally. Some employers even conducted interviews. Seacoast staffing owner Alexis Hines says she looks for one key thing in her potential employees.
I just want to see people that are eager to find a position. I want to see people that come that are open and dress professionally and speak professionally. And we find that here at Cape Fear. We find that most of the candidates that come to these career fairs, they're ready.
And CFCC holds this event every spring with companies like Century 21, Holiday Inn Resorts, Bennett Brothers Yachts, the North Carolina Highway Patrol, and dozens of others.
Wilmington's Residential Adolescent Achievement Place, or RAP as it's called, is celebrating an honor. The group has received the Community-Based Program Award from the Food Bank of Central and Eastern North Carolina. RAP's Kids Cafe was recognized. The Kids Cafe is an after-school program that offers youth tutoring, nutrition education, and mentoring to children at risk of hunger. RAP got a $1,000 gift for the honor.
And shout out to some of our local high schoolers. The robotics team, the Wired Wizards, will represent our area in the first World Robotics Championships in St. Louis, Missouri, April 26th. The Wired Wizards team is made up of 29 students from 5 local high schools: Laney, New Hanover, Hoggard, Wilmington Early College, Isaac Bear Early College, and homeschoolers.
If that's not enough good news for you, how about all of this sunshine we're seeing?
I'll take it. Scott Dean is up next with an update to your workweek forecast.
Lots of sunshine tomorrow, and temperatures really soar tomorrow afternoon into the mid to upper 80s. The record high is 89. We may fall just short of that, but not too far away. We cool down on Wednesday behind a front, back down to near seasonal levels in the 70s. Looks like rain chances will hold off. The best chance will be Friday into Friday night with the next front. But enjoy tomorrow.
Thank you, Scott. Check this out. A Boston Marathon bombing survivor and the actor who will portray him appeared together at an event celebrating this year's marathon team.
Jeff Bauman lost both legs in the 2013 attack, which killed 3 people and left more than 260 others injured. Bauman wrote a memoir called Stronger, which is being made into a film starring Jake Gyllenhaal. Officials say the marathon team has raised more than $638,000 for the Boston Medical Center, well on their way towards the goal of $750,000. So good stuff there.
Yeah, that's so cool. I've always looked up to the weekend of the Boston Marathon. I don't know if I could ever qualify, but
Ooh, that would be a tough one, yeah, but kudos to everyone who took part and is raising money.
yeah, I'm looking forward to that movie.
Yeah. All right, that's going to do it for us, but we certainly hope you have a wonderful evening and join us again for WWAY at 11.
A nice start to the work week with a nice recovery in temperatures this afternoon as we made it close to 80 degrees. I'm Chief Meteorologist Scott Dean. Even warmer weather on the way. How long that lasts and when we can expect our next rain at 11.